Today I will answer the question, is FL Studio worth it? First of all, if you've ever owned any version of FL Studio, you can for free upgrade to the 2025 version today. This video is not sponsored in any way whatsoever, and the idea simply came about because my best friend recently got into music production and asked me this very question. Is FL Studio worth it in 2025? We're going to be deep diving into the basics of FL Studio to see if it's worth your money. First things to note, as it's always been, there's 4 different versions of FL Studio. At $100 you have the Fruity Edition, at $200 you have the Producer Edition, at $300 you have the Signature Bundle, and at $500 you have the All Plugins Edition. These prices are all one-time fees, unlike some companies, and you will never be obliged to pay a recurring fee after that for any updates. There's one caveat with that though, see that they're getting influenced. Anything they add into FL Cloud, a separate entity, is not part of your one-time purchase, but honestly you don't need FL Cloud. I don't recommend it, no way. So the version I recommend is the Producer Edition. Now here's why. This is currently the one I'm using. It's the one I've always had and I'm really happy with it. The main, most obvious reason is that when you go for the Fruity Edition, it does not allow for audio recording. And it gives you a cap on how many audio clips you can have in a project at any given time. 8 to be specific. It's just not enough. Besides that, there's some native to FL Studio plugins such as Edison, which do not come with the Fruity Edition but do come with the Producer Edition. Now let me just get this out of the way. I'm not here to compare FL Studio to Ableton or to Logic Pro. I'm here to say, if you've already decided that FL Studio is your thing, that's what you're kind of thinking of the most, then this video is to kind of push you over that line to kind of say, okay, yes or no, this is not worth my money. Because at the end of the day, it's 100% up to you whether you're an FL person, a Logic Pro person, or an Ableton person. They can all roughly achieve the same thing, although I would personally say Logic Pro is not really that great for early stage music production, by which I mean ideation, programming, sound designing, synthesizing, those types of stuff, you know, writing. Alright, so FL Studio, let's open her up. In my opinion, FL Studio's strength has always been the playlist and the pattern and how well they work together. In fact, I would say the geniuses that programmed this software made it so everything integrated with everything. If you've never used a digital audio workstation, or DAW in short, this may look like a spaceship terminal, but with FL Studio you'll learn quickly how simple everything really can be. Now if you need an in-depth start to finish tutorial on FL Studio, how to make a house track with zero experience, then check out my free tutorial series linked in the description down below, right here on YouTube. Today I'm not going to teach you how to use FL Studio, but rather I will highlight its strengths and potential weaknesses. Now it's very easy to change the tempo of your project on the fly, that's the BPM, making it so you can turn the genre of your song or project at any given moment, which is quite fun. It's incredibly intuitive and easy to switch between windows, such as the playlist, the piano roll, the pattern, the mixer, etc. Speaking of the mixer, in FL Studio 25 you can now use up to 500 inserts. I'll leave that up to you as a challenge. I've personally never used more than 100, even in the most lucrative project files, so let's be real. Who's this for? Each insert, however, only allows for up to 10 effect plugins. However, this limit can be remedied through routing your insert straight into another insert, increasing it by another 10. Alright, this is usually why I end up with so many inserts. Now, the more plugins you use, the heavier the toll on your computer's performance will be. And for FL Studio, I do recommend a healthy computer. I personally don't know the benchmarks in performance, but I'll pop them up on screen here to compare FL Studio to Ableton, just so you get an idea. And Logic, I guess, but like Logic does less, so I don't think that's fair. And this toll will be exponentially stressed when using third-party plugins and VSTs, which is a must. You know, things like effects buses, granulizers, reverbs, multiband compressors. One example that comes to mind is Serum Effects, which can be especially heavy on your computer's performance. However, this again can be remedied through audio recording. There you go, so you need audio recording, and we call this consolidating. Basically, you're permanently writing your effects into an audio file so that your computer doesn't have to compute the desired effect in real time, but it can just replay the already recorded effect. Obviously, this means that you cannot make changes to the effect once you've consolidated. Speaking of third-party plugins, VSTs, synthesizers, and effects can all be managed and found to the plugins manager. Very intuitive, very automatic system for installing your already downloaded plugins into FL Studio. Basically, you find a plugin you like, you download it from the internet, it's on your computer. You don't have to locate it and move it to any folder. You just go into plugins manager, press find, it'll find it on your computer and it will install it into FL Studio. Very simple. And a file browser on the left, okay? Iconic. It's very easy to use and makes you feel like a proper hacker while using it, I'll be honest. Especially when you change the colors and themes of FL Studio. And yes, in FL Studio 25 we have deep customization now, in my opinion. Quick plug to my sample pack Contraband, which you'll see on the left here, a must-have for bass house, techno and house music producers. But I also use Splice. Speaking of which, if you're going to use Splice, I will say it's very easy to use it with FL Studio. It's basically drag and drop when it's in an external window. Very seamless to use. In summary guys, FL Studio is 100% a recommended purchase if you're asking me. While at first you may feel overwhelmed, you'll quickly learn that you can literally do anything with it. Once again guys, if you have bought FL Studio and now you want to start learning how to use it, check out my full tutorial series. It will actually pop up on screen. That'll be the first episode of that tutorial series. It will start automatically if you just press it coming up on screen right here. Guys, I appreciate you guys popping by over here. Now, if I missed anything and you have any further questions, I'm always open to a conversation. I've been using FL Studio for over 10 years. So shoot a question if you like in the comment section down below. I will answer. Peace.